What's up, everybody? Gonna be jumping into a few things tonight, but the first thing we gotta do is I gotta get some more silver respooled from the 3 kilo roll down to the 1 kilo roll so I can keep working on production for a few different things. So we've got probably my favorite filament on the market right now, which is just our good old Matter Hackers silver PLA. And I got these in 3 kilo spools, and then I spool them down to the 1 kilo spools for use on the bamboos that you see off over yonder. So we got a respooling tool that is probably my favorite. I printed this out a long while ago, and I've used it several times, but it's geared and articulated in order to allow for the transition of filament from one spool to another. And so it's a really cool apparatus, just getting it positioned. Start right there. And we got our different chucks that we have, and these just fit into the actual spool. So we got a blue one, and a blue one. And that fit the spool, so we're going to use those two. I'll set that down. Alright, so now that's set, we're going to drop into the gearing. And so now that the gearing's set, we are ready to go ahead and get ready to spool the filament. Get rid of this old tape real quick. So if you ever do respooling, especially with these bamboo reusable spools, is never get rid of your cardboard insert. Always keep that cardboard insert. It's kind of a pain to do it without the cardboard insert. Grab our self-manufactured filler coaster. Does have 0 snips. Slide this down real quick. Alright, so we're going to take our 3 kilo spool, we're going to feed it through. Our PTFE tubing for this, and we're just going to go ahead and round it up, and we're just going to end up taping it down to the cardboard spool with some good old blue painter's tape. A lot of precision in here with my tearing of tape, so I've got to get some of the stuff respooled. I have need of it. And the reason why I use the blue painter's tape is the blue painter's tape actually allows it to release pretty easily. And so when I set it in here, I'm setting it all the way up against one of the sides. first little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to manually spool this until I get 1 or 2 or 3 loops. Keeping constant tension on it, because what I want is I want that first couple loops to create the bite that I need. So when I start cranking up the speed, as I start the spooling with a assisted drill, I'm holding a position. So now what I've found is when I have done this in the past, I need to put a spacer in between it because the feed spool is going to start creeping forward. So I'll put a spacer in between these two, and then I need to make sure that it's not going to impede the gearing movement of the unit itself. I need to keep tension on this. I want it to be spool. I'll loosen up during the despooling, so set that. Pull tension back on it. For your spacer, you can kind of use whatever you want. You just want something thin, so I'm just going to use this good old cutting board that I got sitting in the garage. So I need to make sure this is going to gearing. And I do have some stuff. I need to manufacture an actual platform for this. I just haven't gotten around to it. I should probably change my microphone control over to something where you guys can hear me better. So once we have that set, I'm going to creep this thing forward. And then we're going to back dress it again real quick. This thing's been used so many times now that my bearings have loosened up and my bearings keep slipping out. Well, it's not really a problem, but you know. And so for the spooling operation, I'm just using my good old DeWalt pneumatic driver. And I'm just going to keep tension on it. I'm going to release that. And then I'm just going to slowly pick up the speed. And we start spooling. of note is when you get ready to stop, you want to apply a brake on your feed spool, because otherwise what's going to happen is your feed spool, depending on how well these bearings are, it's just going to continue that centrifugal force in motion, and it's just going to keep feeding material in. But I want to keep tension between these two, because when I snip here, I want to be able to take that 3 kilo spool. I'm not really worried about the 1 kilo spool right now, but the 3 kilo spool, I want to be able to put that and unlock that back down, and then we're going to put the 3 kilo spool away until we need it in the future. I put that in my filament cabinet, and I'm going to take the remainder of this, and as it feeds through, oh no, I didn't grab it. Popped right up. There's so much back spooling tension on this because of how we spooled it and the different diameter sizes that we'll run into issues. So we're going to feed that through here until we get ready to go on the printer. Take our attachments off. And so yeah, we just spooled about 600 grams of filament. And I don't need anything else more than that for right now. I can always just spool more. And so that's the great thing about this, is you can always just spool more. I do gotta lock these bearings down a little bit better though. Keep my check adapter with the unit because that's important. And there, we just re-spooled a bunch of filament. So now we're going to get into printing here in a little bit because I need that silver. That silver is the base for one of my next prints for our GameCraft tap handle set that we just did some redesign work on last night. New video card for my computer so I can work active noise canceling. I'm going to load material into the bamboo AMS. Voila. Filament. I would. 0 steps away. Alright. So, for tonight, I'm doing some more tap handle work. Bring that up front. We've done a lot of work with tap handles, but the big thing that I needed to do for tonight is I needed to get the tap handle set into a position where we can print with it, and we got to work on a couple different designs, and so we're going to go right into slicing. So I think I still have that one open right here. So this is the redesign of the tap handle topper, and we got it already preset ready to print. So what I do need to do though is I do need to change this one back over to a 0.4 nozzle instead of a 0.2, so I'm going to power down one of my bamboos. We're going to swap that nozzle over. I don't know nozzle changes I've done lately. It's been atrocious, but needed at the same time. Just for the work that we've been doing. On that microphone, I do need to just get a wireless like lapel mic and just run with a lapel mic the entire time because that would make a lot more sense. But I got to figure out how to sync that with my video feed to make sure that there's no lag displayed, because I think that's where I would only have like a problem would be with the delay in audio between the sources. I mean, neither here nor there for the audio disruption and delay. It's just something I would have to figure out in the future. So we're going to pull our 0.4 nozzle back out. On key. There's screwdriver 1. The bamboo nozzles are really easy to swap out. Kudos to them for that, because I mean, it's not as easy as a Revo, but still it's pretty darn easy to get these nozzles swapped over between print heads. Pull that down. Disconnect cable 1 and 2 and 3. There's our 0.2 nozzle out. And go back to our 0.4 nozzle in. Grab some more light real quick. It's always a pain with no light inside the printer. Front cover back on. Oh, what the hell if I actually locked the nozzle into place? Jumping ahead of myself by putting the front cover on. And fire back up. 2-minute nozzle swap. the settings. I'm not worried about lead screws right now. Maintenance, 0.2, 0.4, stainless steel, hardened steel. Done. So now we're going to go through a quick recal. Not worried about the micro LiDAR. We're just going to work bed leveling and residence frequency identification with 0.4 reinstalled. And that's really there just to make sure that, you know, the printer's going to be operating at an optimal capacity once we get into printing. And so on the second Bamboo, we did our test run of the new tap handle design. We did one of them last night. So, that one, that one. And so, this is our Gen 1 design, and with all the insets for where the button magnets would go in, and then the GameCraft logo on the side, versus our Gen 2. So the Gen 2, we inset the top for the topper to go into. We fixed the spacing of where the magnet holes and magnet positions would be. So as you can see, it's much more uniform on this one versus this one. I just like rough swag this because it was like trying to get product out. And then we fixed the logos on the side. So we have our Gen 2 versus our Gen 1. And so yeah, our Gen 2 is going to be much more refined. And then the top hat, the topper for it, we worked some redesign on that as well. And we just tapped a fresh half barrel of beer tonight, so we got Ice Beam on tap now. So we did have a Sultanistano on tap, and now that is drained and dry, and that's gone. And so we just tapped Ice Beam. So sipping on some Ice Beam tonight, so not too bad. Okay, getting into it. So we're going to go ahead and get this going on the printer as soon as we're done with the cowl. For the other one, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to print off 3 more of these, maybe 4. No, 2, 3, 4. And we'll go 3. Alright, from here we're just going to go ahead and slice this one. So we got the time commitment. Alright, done in 8 hours. You know what? We'll go 4. Range. Get some more space between them. So looks like they're about the same. Neither here nor there. I don't know why this last one is not in line with the other two. That's interesting. Not that I really care, but we got 11 hours. Sure. Actually, let's go. go 2 for now. Good. Diameter number 2 going. The machine 2, ready to rock. Alright. I'm going normal support on these ones instead of treeform because I like the uniform shape that it does for the pattern underneath for the interface layer. It actually gives it kind of a textured feeling on the back of the unit. Just got to figure out how well this is going to come off and how well these are going to come off. I don't think there's going to be any issues. So 4 hours and 2 minutes for 3 units. So that's 3. So we got 3 that are about to print. So I've got 1 done and then 2 more. So that's good. Maybe some laser grading than that, I don't know. Alright, calibration complete. Confirm. Here. Let's go to texture filament. We have magenta. It's actually silver. We'll just leave it as that light magenta, that we have the variation of color. I'm going to go with our Why is it not popping up? That's interesting. I'm going to give this like a random color. We'll call it brown even though it's not brown. I just need to differentiate it from it, so. So I need this, I need the printer to, then we're going to go to device. I'll change it from machine 2, machine 1. There we go. You know, brown, blue, and yellow. Okay, so the blue that we have programmed is D3, so I got D3. Let's see, we've got B2, which is B2, and we've got C3, C3. Okay, so those are our 3 colors we're going to be using. It shows up brown, but it's not brown, trust me. It's going to be the color we're looking for. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and actually remove 2 of these models. Paint this thing. topper. Got beveling for drainage. I'll call that good. Now the brown isn't going to be brown. The brown's actually going to be silver, so let's not worry about that too much. Then we're going to go ahead and slice her up. 40 minutes, prep, EV, arrange the plate, shirt, and we're going to re-slice. And we're going to print 3 hours, 21 minutes. So C3, 1, 2, 3, B2, 1, 2, and B2 and D3, D1, 2, 3. Okay, we're good. Alright, so we're going to send it. And if everything is working as intended, we should go ahead and go right into loading from that new spool of silver that we just loaded in, even though it's colored brown in the slicer, just to differentiate from the other silver, which is the silky silver that I have loaded into a different AMS, because Bamboo Studio's interesting, and sometimes it'll prompt, sometimes it won't, sometimes it'll let you select, or sometimes it's just going to default to what it has loaded. And so always look at the colors to differentiate, make sure it's pulling from the right module inside the AMS that you want it to print with. Alright, so there's our Tiger Aid. That's what we worked on last night. Those came out actually really good, but I did have to swap it over to a 0.2 nozzle just to work the detailing for the tiger's head. As you can see, the tiger's head has some very finite detailing on it that did require the 0.2mm nozzle. But if you look down here, I don't know if the camera autofocus or not, is all the lettering and everything is very legible. You know, it says, you know, a super dry rice lager, and it's Tiger Aid up top, up here. Everything came out great. And so I just need some magnets now. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, close that out, shirt, save that. We're gonna close the tiger plate out. Alright, discard the modified value, and we're gonna jump into Fusion 360 here in a second. I gotta figure out what I have open still. And so this one is Doom Juice, and we have this labeled as GC Plate Base 7, so we're going to change the name of this one. So we're going to save this project. Actually, we're going to save this project as Plate Base, and this would be Doom Juice V1. Save. And the Doom Juice came out really cool. I really wanted to get some of that red shading in there from what's in the picture, and I really did get that red shading to come through just by reducing the layer height of the yellow on top. So Doom Juice came out phenomenal. And then Haze Weave came out really well, where it actually looks like a black gold almost for the Haze Weave logo, for the Haze Weave lineup of beers. It used to be underneath their kind of unique and sours, just because those are super hazy, but they changed it over to their hoppy style, so that's why I changed it over to the green background versus the magenta background. Letting the pictures get into action, and our silver did load in lieu of brown. It's flushing volume out right now, so that's good. And we've got our two handles started. Alright, so we got Doom Juice saved. Save all the value, close that out. And these are what we have. We have our tap handle modified, and we have our topper. And we're just going to go ahead and close those out also. So this would be tap handle V8, V18. Close that one out. And then this is our new toppers. So we're going to close that one out. Yep, that's fine. pop up over here. I'm going to go to shared with me. For our tap handle folder with GameCraft, we should have some updated source files. So we've done Light, Los Santos, Pay to Win, Tigerade, Doom Juice, Otaku, Hazeweave, and then these are the two that I requested as collab and limited release. So I talked with one of the staff members down there at GameCraft, and she suggested we change the layout of the lettering to be vertical versus horizontal, and I kind of agree. A limited release is going to be a little bit more difficult, and so I might play around with that one a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what we can come up with. So we're going to work on the collab run right now. So we're just going to go ahead and download both of these. Download, pop into Fusion 360. And I'm hoping that we don't have a lot of ghost SVG stuff in the background. And last night I did do some work on the switch wire. We got the belt and gantry reset, reset the actual cabling for it. We got those locked down, so now we're actually going to go into belt tuning. Yeah, belt tuning is going to be the kind of interesting, I guess, is the best way to put it. And so once I get the belt tuning, it's not tuned to the specific frequency that we need. And then there's an error, YouTube is not responding. That's fine. So oh great, Fusion update. Sure, let's go ahead and just update it, get it out of the way. Well, that's working. I'm gonna go get some more beer. 15% complete. Still need to do maintenance on these printers because they are just getting worked. Other cool things though is, I've got a good grasp on how to get the kind of nonprofit startup rolling. I've got a ton of recorder pieces printed out right now that I'm going to have to start working on assembling, but my goal is to get those into production. We got some pretty cool ones too, but these recorders, I'm really looking forward to donating these to local schools in need of musical equipment, because these recorders cost pennies, literal pennies. I mean, they're not all pennies, but it takes me 88 cents and very little effort to print a recorder, and if that can help free up budgets or at least keep the arts inclusion into the scholastic environment, that's what I'm after. But here's a fully assembled one, and if you sit here and play them, they actually sound really good. Aside from my vibration noise from my bamboos as they're calibrating. My fingers sit right. It's been a while. Yeah, little 88-cent 3D printed recorders that can absolutely lessen the burden on financial strain that schools are pressed with in today's day and age. And I implore anybody with like 3D printing equipment in excess that they're not using on a regular basis, start looking at venues to be able to support your local school districts or your local education. I mean, because it supports science, it supports technology, it supports engineering, it supports the arts, and the arts is the thing that we do not want to lose. We lose arts, we lose humanity. yeah, pretty cool stuff. I even printed a few out just to play around with some really fancy shiny colors because my daughters love fancy shiny colors. But yeah, yeah, neither here nor there. Waiting for Fusion. Fusion is update is ready, so we're gonna restart Fusion real quick. Let's go Fusion. Luckily, I'm not logged in at the office, as I sometimes am, and I have to close things out and restart them. Okay. Back in Not for commercial use, because I'm actually not making any money off of anything right now. I'm just working designs, so that's always fun. I don't know, maybe one day I will create something super awesome and have it be profitable to the point where I can fully retire from a second career and not start a third career, maybe even just get bored not doing anything and start a third career. But doing something that's meaningful that will have an impact. Yeah, I have lots of recorders printed out. As do I have lots of ukuleles printed out. But it'll work in a pinch. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep working off the same one that we've been working on. I don't know why I just don't save these into new units or set these things down. Probably should. Here's some of the plates that we've been working on. Not sure what those four bodies are. Look, we even have a body over here. So we're just going to get rid of those bodies. Because I don't know what they belong to, and we're just going to get rid of them. Like a P and an A and a D. I don't know. We'll delete those ones. Actually, I think that was for the Tiger Raid. Now that I think about it. Hopefully this doesn't like completely discombobulate everything. And it might. I don't know. We've had some weird things happen with Fusion 360 where I would adjust things, and as you can see, it's like I'm adjusting things that are back in the timeline. Because I adjusted things in the timeline, it screwed a bunch of other stuff up. So yep, reference failures, body references lost, cache geometry. Okay, so just want to go through and make sure the rest of these are fine. So Tiger Raid, and that's where it came from, is the RAD. That's fine. Otaku's fine. Haze Weave is fine. Doom Juice is fine. Those are the four that I think I had on this plate. And so what we're going to do is we're going to turn off Otaku, Haze Weave, Doom Juice, Tiger Raid. We got Body 309, which is the one we're going to be working on. These are all the sketches that have been used to support all these designs, and these sketches came direct from the source of GameCraft. So we're going to turn those all on. But in order to save essence on things, because I already have them set, I'm just going to delete them. We're just going to delete all of them. I don't need the sketches anymore. You got the models. Or not. I don't know. I'm very hesitant to delete them. But I know the more things that I'm loading into system memory, the worse it is. But here we go. So we're going to insert SVG. Now, I've had some problems with importing SVGs, and it's kind of known in Fusion 360 that there's issues importing SVG files, but we're going to try to import these anyway and see kind of what happens. Hopefully it doesn't crash Fusion 360. So we just saved anyway, so all the changes we got up to this point are good. So we're going to insert the computer. And we're going to work on the collab first. Open. Put on that profile plane. So, where did it go? Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Goodness gracious. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish that. Alright, looks like it went ahead and it's going to take, instead of sitting here and giving me the spinning wheel of death for forever. So we're going to turn back on sketches, turn off the other sketches. So we should just have collab up. We're going to get rid of that outer wall because we don't need it. And then we're going to go ahead and sketches and objects. So it's not letting me, so what I need to do is I need to go in here, hit escape, and I'm going to edit the sketch, and then I'm going to unlock it. So now that we have the lock taken off of it, now we're going to finish the sketch. Great. Now, if I recall correctly, so we're going to Alt-Tab back over to the repository. So we look at the collab, and we pull a collab up. It's like we got yellow, black, black, blue, black, black. So I don't know if that needs to be black, or that needs to be lined out. So we're gonna play around with it, but I'm gonna rotate these so it's like take these things and take them, you know, 90 degrees anti-clockwise on each one of the letters. So we're going to start working that with the C. Move. I'm going to rotate by 90. Okay. I want to rotate the whole model by 90. I just want to rotate these individual ones by 90. So if that'll work or not. So rotate it by 90, and then we'll move it up 10. Oh, good Lord. So what I need to do is I need to set a point. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do edit, let's unconstraint it, sketch, so we'll unconstraint it, and so what I need is, I think these are all center lines, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a sketch here. Center line, okay. And we make this as a Center line, sketch. Now I should be able to rotate these all off of center line. Using that center line as reference, so we're going to grab the collab. What I might do is I might just end up aligning these things with center. I'm sure there's an easy way to do this, but I don't know it or care to find out about it right now. My workflow is working okay for the time being, so we're just going to run with it. so let's adjust that. So we got 3.74. So let's just make it 3. Because why not? Okay, so 3.74, so we need to move this up. 0.74. Move. 0.74. Enter. What was the distance? I forget. No, it stopped. Here to here is 8.836. So I'm going to move this one up. .836. Enter. I don't think it moved. Nope, it did. Alright, so here to here. 5.24, so 2.241. 2.241. Okay. So here we got 6.451, so 3.451. That, up, 3.451. Enter. And then last one, we've got here, 6.61, so 3.611. Decimals 611. Enter. Okay, so now we should have exactly 3 mil spacing between each one of these. So, yep, it looks good. Alright, so now we're going to take this, we're going to turn on sketch 37. Alright, so now we're going to make sure that all these are pre-real models. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure that this is a standalone. That's a standalone. Alright. Standalone. That's good. Standalone. Good. Standalone. Standalone. Okay. Alright, so if we go back to here, we want. Alright, so let's go back over. Alright, so we're going to go to our home view. We're going to grab this. We're going to actually start extruding these, and so I want that. Also be this one and that one. press and hold those. We're going to bring those up by 2. Okay. Then we're going to turn sketch 36 back on. We're going to turn off bodies. Then we're going to go to the outside and the inner sections. So that, and outer, inner, outer, inner, outer. That's inner and outer at the same time. Go 1.75 inner. Yep, turn our bodies back on. That's great. So now we're going to interesting. We'll fix that in a second. So we need to grab this middle one, and this one is going to come up 2. So we're going to come up 2. We're going to come up 2. Okay. Alright, so we got our collab. So yellow, light blue, and then actually it's yellow, black, and light blue in the background. And turn off our sketches. We're going to grab the collab. Freeform sketch. Doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see, I think it's up here. I'll be right back for just a few seconds. Okay. Okay, good enough. Let's see, our light blue. Why is our light blue not showing up? Root. Limro. Make sure all those are turned off. You may have to worry about this resizing on this just to make sure, because it's like these are going to be very, very finite. It'll probably work. Yeah, it's like 0.4 mil, so it'll be fine. Alright, so now we're going to file, export. Release, export. Back over Bamboo. Did not need to turn that off. Okay. So the color for this one is going to be a little bit different. Yellow, black, and blue. I'm going to go with funnel. I'm going to go yellow. Height. Yeah, limited release. Alright, that's ready to go to the printer. Alright. It was 1:40 in the morning and I might just go to bed. So that's everything. I mean, that's all the plates that I got for right now. Those are all set. Those are all done. Yeah. What to do next? I think that's it for me for the night. I need to actually get some sleep. Sleep is important. Kind of. Alright. Anyway, yeah, we did a bunch more modeling and, you know, talked about some other stuff, and we'll get into the blondes when we get into the blondes. And I will see you guys a little bit later on. Alright, have a good night.